welcome to the Marley Bird YouTube channel, brought to you by Red Heart Yarns. In this video, I will show you how to do a 4-stitch back cable. These back cables will lean to the right and they are really easy. Let me show you how to get this done. I've worked up a swatch to show you what the cable stitches should look like. And all I've done here is I have 4 stitches of garter stitch, the column of stockinette for the cables, garter, stockinette, and garter stitch. My stitch markers out here just represent that I'm keeping those in garter stitch, and then I'll explain these ones here in just a minute. What I want to do is I want to get over to the 4 stitches right here that I will be placing my cable. The cable is typically always done over stockinette stitch. I've seen cables done in other stitches, but they don't show up nearly as well. So they're typically completed in a stockinette stitch. When you get to these stitches, essentially what we want to do is move this stitch and this stitch behind this one and this one. So what we need to do is knit this one and this one first, correct? Well, in order to do that, we will take a cable needle, and cable needles come in a lot of different shapes and sizes. Choose the one that works best for you, and you will go into these first 2 stitches as if to purl and slip them off of the left-hand needle. Once you do that, hold that needle to the back of your work, so it's just hanging out there, okay? See how it's just hanging out there? It has those stitches attached. I will now knit the next 2 stitches, remember, because we wanted to knit those first. Great. Now I have these 2 stitches that I need to put back onto my left-hand needle. Okay? And what do you think I do? That's right, I simply knit those 2 stitches. So I moved the first 2 stitches behind the second 2 stitches, and that's what I get. Now, it might not look like much yet. It takes a couple rows between cables to actually get the look of the cable stitch, but you have just done a cable. Let's do it one more time. I'm going to get over to the next set of stockinette stitches that I have worked up. I'm right here. I'm to my 4 stitches. And I want to move these 2 behind those 2. So I take my cable needle, I slip these 2 stitches as if to purl, place them behind my work, knit the next 2 stitches, place the 2 stitches I moved back onto my left-hand needle, and now I just knit those 2 stitches, and I have completed a cable. I will go ahead and I'm going to finish up this row here so I can explain to you why I have those dangling stitch markers on the side. It's very common that when you're doing cable stitches that you have several rows between the cables, which is awesome because that means you're not cabling every row, correct? But sometimes you can lose track and forget how many rows you've done until it's time to do a cable. So what I like to do is add a removable stitch marker at the end of my row as soon as I'm done cabling. What that does is it allows me to know that when I was on this particular row right there, it was a cable row. And I can then go and count how many rows I have done until it's time for my next cable. Really easy, right? So what I would do here is I will grab my removable stitch marker, and I did make these stitch markers. I have a link to it right here on the YouTube channel if you're interested in making your own. And I'm simply placing this stitch marker right on to that last stitch I completed. Yes, I'm putting it literally through the stitch, and it's just going to hang out there. Now all I would do is turn my work, maintain my pattern on my wrong side, and just continue working until I have 8 rows past, or 7 rows for my example, past this marker, and it would be time for me to cable again. The important thing to note here is that when you're doing a cable stitch, make sure you look at the instructions and see how many rows you're supposed to do between cable rows. Once you know that, all you do is complete your cable by moving the stitches to the back, knitting the next 2, and then placing the cable stitches back on your left-hand needle, and you will get a right-leaning cable. Really easy, right? Now you know how to do a 4-stitch right-leaning cable, which is also called a 4-stitch back cable. There's a lot of different words. Check your pattern to find out what they call it, but now you know how to make it. If you need more knitting or crochet instructions, don't hesitate to always check back here on the Marley Bird YouTube channel. Thank you. Looking for more Marley Bird? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Click right down there and you will find more videos just like this teaching you how to knit or crochet, all brought to you by Red Heart Yarns. Go ahead, click away. Don't be shy. Don't forget to smash that like button.